Hi guys, the Tories are desperate. The party is split. On the one side you have Liz Truss supporters who think that she just needs to knuckle down, ignore the critics and carry on. They believe that the captain is sailing the ship in the right direction. There have been a few rough spots, but the priority has to be to get behind the Prime Minister and keep talk of a general election at bay. Now on the other side you have two groups, one which thinks the situation is beyond all hope and it might be best just to pull the plug and end this entire damn mess. But then there is another that's unhappy with Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng, but doesn't want to go for the nuclear option and instead want to replace her with somebody else, another Tory though. Here BBC political editor Nicholas Watts suggested two names.
So what is going on tonight, Nick?
Well, Victoria, there is a sense at Westminster that the very close political partnership between Liz Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng is now under strain. There's a widespread expectation amongst ministers that the Prime Minister will abandon one of the core elements of the mini-budget. And that change of heart would mean raising corporation tax next year, as Rishi Sunak would have done, and as Liz Truss said that she wouldn't do in her campaign, but maybe not raise it quite as much as the former Chancellor would have done. But the Chancellor, the current Chancellor, Kwasi Kwarteng, he tonight is indicating that he's standing by his mini-budget, indicating that he doesn't want to be raising corporation tax. Done an interview with the Daily Telegraph, and he says nobody's argued against keeping corporation tax very, very competitive. So he's obviously not happy, but he's not being specific, so maybe the door is open. But I do have to say, talking to senior people in the Treasury, they're saying we have no plans to change the mini-budget. They say the statement will go ahead on the 31st of October, and that is about explaining how they will fund the tax cuts. But I do have to say, they don't look very happy, so maybe they are sensing that the wind is changing and changing not favourably for the way they would like things to go. All of this is, of course, raising questions about the political future of Liz Truss. Throughout the day, senior Tories have been telling me the Prime Minister has to go. There has to be an agreement on a successor, and a lot of talk today about a coronation involving Rishi Sunak and Penny Mordaunt, although a bit of a question of who'd be Prime Minister and who would be the number two. Now, that was first reported on Conservative Home yesterday, and it's being reported on The Times tonight. That's where the chatter is at the moment.
Very interesting. So, Rishi Sunak or Penny Mordaunt could take over from Liz Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng. What's interesting about all of this as well is that you have a party that's not just split into different factions when it comes to Liz Truss, but also the party itself is split between the parliamentary party, the MPs, and the party members. Now, remember, the party members selected the new Prime Minister, the new leader of the party, and Liz Truss won that competition. Who came second was, of course, Rishi Sunak. Now, the idea of replacing Liz Truss with Rishi Sunak may be very popular with members of Parliament, the parliamentary party, but it may not be very popular with members of the party, the ones who actually selected the new leader, Liz Truss. So to parachute in somebody after removing her, and who's going to remove her? It won't be the members, it will be the parliamentary party. So many members who are still supportive of Liz Truss may feel very angry because they believe a lot of them still support her. They say, look, she's doing a good job. Yeah, there's some problems. It's nothing to do with her. It's to do with Putin or external factors. She's doing the best she can, and the parliamentary party just want to get rid of her. They didn't really support her. They've been undermining her, and this is going to create problems within the party. And they would be very upset with her being removed and being replaced by Rishi Sunak or Penny Mordaunt. But the parliamentary party needs to protect itself. MPs are worried about losing their seats. They're desperate at this moment, and they would be very happy to have Truss removed and replaced with anyone. And, they would see maybe Rishi Sunak as somebody who could stop the rot, somebody who could protect their seat. And that's what they're concerned about at the next election. Looking at the polls, it's, if Truss remains, it's going to be a wipeout for the Conservatives. They probably feel that, look, it's going to be difficult, but it's better to have somebody who's less toxic. And Rishi Sunak will be much more popular. We don't have any polling. It's very difficult to predict anything. But I think many within the Conservative Parliamentary Party would be very happy. Even people who didn't support him would say, look, yes, we need somebody, a good pair of hands, somebody who is somewhat respected, not just by the public, but by the market as well. So somebody who can be seen as a calming hand. Bring this person in, get them to do it. This would, of course, help the Parliamentary Party. But it would upset supporters of Liz Truss, and it would upset members of the party. But the hierarchy, the people at the top of the Conservative Party are probably looking over their shoulder and saying, we don't want a Labour Party. We need a Labour Party in power. We need to defend ourselves. And someone like Penny Mordaunt or Rishi Sunak would be our best bet. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.